All right, so now we're going to talk about horse safety. So whenever I'm working with a client, I typically ask, what do you know about horse safety? And the first thing that somebody says is a horse can kick you. That is true. A horse can kick you and it is not comfortable. However, that's actually not the most common thing that happens. However, we will talk about that. So you really want to be watching for horse body language because horses typically give a lot of signs before they are to go into a fight response or a dangerous response. And so you want to look for their ear position. Are the ears pinned back or are they just in more of a neutral position tracking? So right now his ears are on me. They're tracking me. They're not pinned back. So I'm not concerned with his ears right now, even though they are backwards. I'm a little bit behind his head, so that makes sense. I'd also want to look at his lip. Right now, his lip is loose, meaning he's in a relaxed position, and his nose, there's not a whole lot of wrinkles, meaning again, his eyes are soft. He's almost asleep. So I feel pretty safe to be around him. And actually, while we're here, I am close to his mouth. Horses do have teeth, they can bite you. However, right now, he's giving me no signs that he's going to bite because of his ears, his lips, his head position. However, if he were to get a little mouthy, I would just kind of redirect his nose a little bit. So I wouldn't, punch him or put a lot of pressure, but I would kind of energetically just like redirect him like that. So I'm barely even putting any pressure at all. And so if I were to want to walk around this horse, we'll talk about an appropriate way to walk around him. Right now his head is up, but that is because there's a camera above him, and so he's just checking it out. So I'm not too concerned about that either. There we go. Now he's kind of relaxing. And so if I were to walk around him, I want him to be tracking me so that he doesn't think I'm some wild animal that's going to surprise him or another horse, because horses do kick each other. And so I want to make sure his eye is on me, his ear is still on me. And if I were to walk around, I would give him enough space, and I would also let him know that I'm like right by him. And so that's an appropriate way to walk around the horse, giving enough distance and also making sure he's aware of where you are. Now, one of the most common things that can happen is their feet, and most people don't think about this. So they weigh a lot. And so the best place to stand near a horse in resting position is right at their shoulder so that he can see me. And so I don't want to be right in front of him because if he were to move forward, he could run me over. Horses don't typically want to run people over. And if I were right behind him, he couldn't see me, he could kick me. So I want to stand next to him. However, he could still step to the side. And so typically if he's going to step to the side, it would be, and there we go. And so it would be because something spooked him, or like he did just then, he wanted to lean in. So I'm always aware of my body in space and time so that I can easily just kind of move my foot over and it's no big deal. And then the last thing is you don't want to walk underneath a horse. So if I were to want to get to that side, I would not want to bend all the way down and walk underneath him. And I also wouldn't want to be on the ground without my feet underneath me. So this is actually okay because I have my feet underneath me. And so if something happened, I could easily just stand up and I could respond this way. If I'm like all the way on my butt or laid out really close to a horse, I'd want to be tracking him more, and that'd be a more vulnerable position.